Hey guys, it's Mo, and I am coming back at you. I haven't done a video in a while, so please, if you're new here, hit the thumbs up button. It makes a big difference in the algorithms, and subscribe to my channel. Now, I'm gonna start out with this article that just came out a few minutes ago. And it says that China claims a right to respond further after U.S. shoots down spy plane. The Chinese government said Saturday that that President Biden's decision to shoot down the spy balloon that crossed America was an quote unquote excessive reaction, and that quote retains the right to respond further unquote. China claims that its balloon was a civilian airship. I don't know how that could be, and not the spy device the U.S. claimed it to be, and said that the U.S.'s decision to destroy its property seriously violates international convention, according to a statement obtained by the New York Times. In these circumstances, for the United States to insist on using armed forces is clearly an excessive reaction that seriously violates international convention. The statement said China will resolutely defend the legitimate rights and interests of the enterprise involved and retains the right to respond further. Two U.S. Air Force fighter jets took out the balloon off the coast of North Carolina Saturday afternoon. By the time the white orb, the size of 3 school buses, deflated and fell into the ocean, it had spent 8 days in the country and covered more than 4,000 miles of American territory. Now, Biden admitted that the Pentagon had known about the balloon since it entered the U.S. airspace, but decided to keep their knowledge of it a secret to preserve the Chinese American relationship ahead of Secretary of State Blinken's planned meeting with President Xi in Beijing. Now, that's that. I wanted to go over to my Twitter very quickly and this came up. China breaking: John Kerry is under investigation for secret meetings with communist China. So this says the House Oversight Committee on Thursday demanded the release of documents related to John Kennedy's negotiation with the CCP while serving as the special president envoy for climate. In a letter obtained by National Review Committee Chairman James Comer accused Kerry of potentially threatening foreign policy, undermining the economy, and bypassing congressional authority through his SPEC role, which was created by President Biden without the need for Senate confirmation. The letter to Kerry read the following: the Committee on Oversight and Accountability is investigating your role in the Biden administration and the nature of your negotiations with the CCP. In the 117th Congress, we request information from you regarding your position as a special presidential envoy, a cabinet level position that does not require Senate confirmation, despite your apparent ability to bind the United States to international agreements and SPET's employees' ties to outside organizations. To date, you have failed to respond to any of our requests, yet you continue to engage in activities that could undermine our economic health, skirt congressional authority, and threaten foreign policy under the guise of climate advocacy. The committee requests documents and information to understand your role and provide necessary transparency. This is the second request for documents following Kerry's disregard for our initial request sent by Comer during the previous Congress, according to Comer's office. Isn't that something that they can just ignore things that Congress sends them? The House Oversight Committee has again demanded that John Kerry release documents regarding his negotiations. Now, if you remember, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'll link to it if you want. Kerry was also going around during Trump's presidency meeting with world leaders, which they were saying was a violation of the Hatch Act, I think it was. Okay, now I found on 8kun this thread, and I'm not sure I put the entire thread on here. But I am going to read it. Unfortunately, what I did is look, it's so long that you can't really read it. I made a mistake, but I'm going to read what I can to you. This happened, I believe, in the 90s. As explained in General Xi's, so apparently General Xi had a meeting or was addressing the people of China. The speech was translated into English and first published by the Epoch Times in 2005. And this is a portion of it. And I'm going to read certain portions of it. As explained in General Xi's speech, the Chinese Communist Party's intention is to militarily defeat, occupy, and colonize the United States. This plan has been confirmed by a Russian defector source who worked in China and had information about a joint Sino-Russian plan to invade North America. This plan was drawn up in 1992 after the fall of the Soviet Union. The division of spoils was described thus: Russia would get Alaska and parts of Canada. China would get the lower 48 states, with other countries invited in for looting rights. Now, way back, like a long time ago, when I would watch Alex Jones and various other people who I don't watch anymore, they would always say that World War III was going to be started between Russia and China against the U.S. So I'm just going to read what I can to you. From a humanitarian perspective, we should issue a warning to the American people and persuade them to leave America and leave the land they have lived in to the Chinese people, or at least they should leave half of the United States to the China's colony, because America was first discovered by the Chinese. But would this work? If this strategy does not work, then there is only one choice left to us. That is, use decisive means to clean up America and reserve America for our use in a moment. Our historical experience has proven that as long as we make it happen, nobody in the world can do anything about us. Furthermore, if the United States as the leader is gone, then other enemies have to surrender to us. Biological weapons are unprecedented in their ruthlessness. But if the Americans do not die, then the Chinese have to die. If the Chinese people are strapped to the present land, a total societal collapse is bound to take place. Or according to the computation of the author of Yellow Peril, more than half the Chinese will die. and that figure will be more than 800 million people. Just after the liberation, our yellow land supported nearly 500 million people, while today the official figure of the population is more than 1.3 billion. Now, I wanted to get down to a certain part, which might be on my other Twitter. In Chinese history, in the replacement of dynasties, the ruthless have always won and the benevolent have always failed. It goes into the history. Therefore, we must emphasize the importance of adopting resolute measures. In the future, the two rivals, China and the United States, will eventually meet each other in a narrow road, and our leniency to the Americans will mean cruelty to towards the Chinese people. Here, some people may want to ask me, what about the several million of our compatriots in the United States? They may ask, why aren't we against Chinese killing other Chinese? These comrades are too pedantic. They are not pragmatic enough. If we had insisted on the principle that the Chinese should not kill other Chinese, would we have liberated China? As for the several million Chinese living in the United States, this, of course, being a big issue. Therefore, in recent years, we have been conducting research on genetic weapons, i.e., those weapons that do not kill yellow people, but producing a result with this kind of research is extremely difficult. Of the research done on genetic weapons throughout the world, Israel is the most advanced. Their genetic weapons are designed to target Arabs and protect the Israelis. But even when they have not reached the stage of actual deployment, even then they have not. Okay. This is a big, long thing. And I wanted to get to the one part I wanted to read, so. I put this one up twice, I see. Okay. If you get on the website using keywords to search, you will find out that a while ago, Comrade He Jing pointed out to the Hong Kong Business News during an interview that, quote, the U.S. has a shocking conspiracy. According to what he had in hand from September 7th to October 1st, 1995, the Mikhail Gorbachev Foundation, funded by the United States, gathered either 50 or 500, I cut it off, of the world's most important statesmen, economic leaders, and scientists, including George W. Bush. He was not president at the time. The Baroness Thatcher, Tony Blair, Zbigniew Brzezinski, as well as George Soros, Bill Gates, futurist John Naisbitt, etc. All of the world's most popular characters in San Francisco Fairmont Hotel for a high-level roundtable conference discussing problems about globalization and how to guide humanity to move forward in the 21st century. According to what He Jing had in hand, the outstanding people of the world in attendance thought that in the 21st century, a mere 20% of the world's population will be sufficient to maintain the world's economy and prosperity. The other 80%, or 4/5 of the world's population, will be human garbage, unable to produce new values. The people in attendance thought this excess 80% population would be a trash population, and high-tech means should be used to eliminate them gradually. I thought that was pretty interesting. And now I am going to go over to my other Twitter, which is my Twitter that I had before my other Twitter got taken down. So if you want to follow me, it's my very first Twitter, and it's at Amonon02. And where's the one that so here it is. The relationship between China and the United States is one of life and death struggle. Of course, right now is not the time to openly break up with them yet. Our reform and opening to the outside world will rely on their capital and technology. We will need America. Therefore, we must do everything we can to promote our relationship with America, learn from America in all aspects, and use America as an example to reconstruct our country. How have we managed our foreign affairs in these years? Even if we had to put on a smiling face in order to please them, even if we have to give them the right check after they had hit the right cheek, after they had hit our left cheek, we still must endure in order to further our relationship with the U.S. Do you remember the character of Wuxum in the movie, The Story of Wuxum? I don't know who that is, but in order to accomplish his mission, he endured so much pain and suffered so much beat and kicking. The United States is the most successful country in the world today. Only after we have learned all of its useful experiences can we replace it in the future. Even though we are presently imitating the American tone, China and the United States rely on each other and share honor and disgrace. We must not forget that the history of our civilization repeatedly has taught us that one mountain does not allow two tigers to live together. And I don't know if this goes on longer. No. But you can see the message that is being sent here. This is the one. Nope, I already read that to you. Okay. I think I already read this to you too. I should have copy and pasted um in smaller sections, but I think you get the idea. This is from the 90s. These are their plans then. They have pretty much succeeded in copying what they had planned on doing. See if it comes up any bigger here. Pretty well thought out plan presented to people what their plans on for us for the future. I don't know. Please move this window away from the shared application. Oh, bloody hell. I wasn't sharing with you. I wasn't sharing with you the right, hold on a minute. I wasn't sharing with you the right screen, I don't think, for the second one. And I apologize, but I was just reading again here. But you could see they're talking about genetic weapons and everything else. It's funny, this Zoom account is different from when I do my shows on PSB, the way I share screen. So I'm sorry if you did not see what I was trying to share with you. Anyway, that's it for now. I just wanted to hit those stories. Don't forget to follow and like me. I'm gonna get back to Kanye's been pretty quiet lately. But try to get back to some Hollywood stuff, but some political stuff too, because there's a lot going on. Anyway, have a good day. Like, subscribe, follow me, and I'm gonna drop if you would like to donate and help me out. I'll drop my PayPal in the link below. Okay, bye guys.